This was one of the most devastating plane crashes in history. The captain had just stepped out to use the restroom, and in that short time, he was locked out of the cockpit. He had no way of getting back in. He could only watch helplessly as the plane went down. The crash ultimately took the lives of 150 people. The scene was horrific, with over 60 pieces of human remains recovered. Aerial footage of the wreckage was truly unbearable to watch. On March 24, 2015, at 9:01 a.m., Germanwings Flight 9525 took off from Barcelona, Spain, en route to Düsseldorf, Germany. Everything seemed normal. At 9:30 a.m., the captain engaged cruise mode after receiving clearance from air traffic control. Nothing appeared out of the ordinary. Minutes after takeoff, ground control detected an unauthorized altitude drop. The plane kept descending, and despite multiple attempts, air traffic controllers received no response from the captain. Between 9:35 and 9:39 a.m., ground control repeatedly tried to contact the crew but got no response. At 9:40 a.m., the plane vanished from radar, prompting an emergency declaration as authorities recognized the dire situation. At 9:41 a.m., Germanwings Flight 9525 crashed into the remote French Alps. The harsh conditions made it difficult for rescue teams to reach the wreckage, and aerial footage revealed a disturbing scene with body fragments scattered across the area. After a week of searching, investigators recovered both black boxes, and their analysis revealed the shocking truth behind the crash. The cockpit voice recorder showed that the plane had been hijacked, but not by terrorists. So, what really happened in those final minutes? At 9:30 a.m., while the plane was cruising, the first officer encouraged the captain to use the restroom. The moment he stepped out, the first officer locked the door and started a rapid descent. The captain pounded on the door, desperately trying to get back in, but there was no response. That's when he realized the first officer had taken control. After September 11th, cockpit doors were reinforced to prevent hijackings. Only those inside had the power to unlock them. The captain had no way of regaining entry. In the final moments, he pleaded for the door to be opened, but it remained sealed. The passengers likely realized what was happening, but there was nothing they could do. The overwhelming sense of helplessness was unimaginable. In the end, all 150 people on board, including the captain, the first officer, the crew, and 144 passengers, lost their lives. Many people wondered, why did the first officer do this? A police investigation into Andreas Lubitz revealed that he was only 27 years old, had a lifelong passion for flying, and joined flight school immediately after graduation. His room was covered in posters of Airbus and Boeing planes. But he had a severe history of depression. At one point, he was grounded because of it. His pilot's license was only reinstated after doctors confirmed he had completed treatment. However, a few months later, while filling out paperwork for the FAA, he hid his medical history, concealing his struggle with depression. During a later health screening, the truth was uncovered. He had lied. Normally, this deception would have landed him in prison, but inexplicably, he was cleared to fly again. This was a catastrophic oversight by aviation authorities. In the days leading up to the crash, his suicidal thoughts worsened. He researched the Airbus A320's cockpit security systems, ensuring he knew how to lock the door. Then, once the plane reached cruising altitude, he executed his horrifying plan. Following this tragedy, aviation authorities worldwide introduced new rules. From then on, at least 2 crew members were required in the cockpit at all times, to ensure this never happens again.